I'm live now. No.
Welcome to Talking with Tom. I'm Tom Gacy alongside Edmund Carver. Hello, Edward.
Hello, Tom. How are you? Nice to
Good.
be back here at our favorite location any time of year, American Steam Cheeseburgers here at 92 Quinnipiac Street in Wallingford. It's good to be back again.
Yes, and we have a very special guest this evening.
Yes, and I'll let
Without further ado, please welcome our guest, Lisa Perretta.
Thank
the
you.
Colorist Pub. Welcome,
Thank you.
Lisa.
Thank you, Tom.
Now, Lisa Perretta, just for some background, runs the Colorist Pub, which is located at 209 Wallingford.
Yes, it is.
And let's mention that you're open Tuesday and Thursday between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., Friday at from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll plug those calls. Now,
Yep.
when I was a young man many years ago, my mother used to say, I have to go to the beauty parlor. Now I'm going to
Yeah.
the beauty parlor. But I'm sure the name beauty parlor is, no one calls the Colorist Home as the beauty parlor anymore, does it?
No, that term is a bit obsolete.
It's as old as probably Tommy
Yeah.
Kyle.
Now, you've been involved
Yeah.
in the business for 20 years.
Over 20
Over
years.
20. How did you get started?
Well, actually, my beginnings was right here on Quinnipiac Street, 108 Quinnipiac, on the corner right
Which
here.
I remember well.
Yes. I worked for a gentleman called, it used to be Charles Beauty Salon. So it did have the name Beauty in there. Charles was an awesome man, definitely a mentor for me. I was pretty young getting into the industry. So he believed in me and he gave me an opportunity to purchase the business. And as soon as I got that business, I changed the name to LA Hair.
Now, where did the name LA Hair come from?
Well, LA Hair actually stands for Lisa Ann.
Lisa Ann, I knew that.
Yep,
Oh, I was thinking Los Angeles.
I know.
Lisa
So
Ann.
see, it was pretty cool because we were in such a small town that we live in, so it's kind of trendy. Yep.
And I know over the years, LA Hair had a few different locations.
Yes. So my beginning, as I said, was right on Quinnipiac Street in Wallingford, and then from there I moved over to Ives Road, which that's a new development that went in over there. So I wanted an opportunity to grow and expand. Yes, and I could not do that over on Quinnipiac. So I was there for a few years, and then I had an opportunity to purchase the property at 209 Center, and that's been our home ever since.
Where did the name Colorist come from? Is there a story behind
A
that?
little bit, yes. I have a son that lives over in Europe. He's studying, going to college there, and he was home last year. So we were just throwing around some ideas. And, the Colors Hub was just born through him and I, our conversation, kind of told him what I wanted to do. And we were looking through just some names, and we came upon that. And the Colorist Hub is a community of independent hair artists. So it's not employee based.
I was going to ask you to elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay. Well, I am no longer employee based business. So the Colorist Hub gives artists an opportunity to come in, rent a station, whether it be full time, part time, commission based, whether it be a daily rental, even for freelance artists. So they can come in, they have all the amenities of a salon. I also have a marketing firm that helps to market the Colorist Hub, and will also market them. So it gives new beginners a chance without having so much overhead. And really for anyone that wants to kind of spread their wings, but maybe don't have all the money.
Now, one thing I found interesting when you and I were talking about doing the show,
Mm-hmm.
First of all, your new location is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
You kept LA Hair more or less in the family.
Well, I did. I mean, LA Hair is my former brand.
Yeah.
So, again, back in March of this year, the Colorist Hub was born. So, people still know me as Lisa Ann, LA Hair, but that has, I don't really, I'm not named for that now. That's not the name of it.
But people still refer to you as LA Lisa.
Well, they do, the old timers.
Yeah.
So,
Like me.
but yes, yes.
We're talking with Lisa Perretta from the Colorist Hub, 209 Center Street in Wallingford.
Yeah.
And you can join in on the conversation. We're here live from American Steamed Cheeseburgers, 92 Quinnipiac Street in Wallingford. Not too far from, just down the hill from
Right.
your location.
Yep.
If you want to join the conversation here, you can give us a call at 203-213-7197. That's 203-213-7197.
Operator standing by.
Yes. Yes. You studied at the Soho Academy in New York.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that experience, what that was like.
It was pretty exciting for me. I mean, I studied first at Galmar Academy, which is no longer in existence. So that was my beginning with that. But this is more of extensive studies. So it was on Mercer Street in New York, and we would go for the weekend. Very expensive. So it was kind of, we worked with artists from all over the world that would come in and just train us even more in the field of color, primarily color. So it was exciting. It wasn't anything that I went years for. So it took place primarily on a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday.
Did you know when you were attending there, did you know that's what you wanted your life's work to be?
I absolutely knew. If you can believe this, I was cutting hair when I was 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah. So I would start off with like the neighborhood kids, and some of the boys would want me to. I knew at an early age, that I was going to do hair. I was going to high school, Lyman Hall, and you had to be 16 or in ninth grade to attend Galmar Academy. So as soon as I turned 16, I went to school after school till like 9 p.m. So yes, I love
cutting
it.
hair at
Yeah, I really didn't know what I was doing, but hey, they let me.
Were you popular with the parents in the neighborhood?
No. I don't know. For me, it's a passion. Yeah, not too much time. Yeah. For me, it's really more of a passion. Definitely a passion for.
And we want to talk about that
Okay.
A little bit later. Talk more about this community of independent hair artists, and that makes it different from the other salon. But
Yeah.
tell us more about.
Okay. Well, again, the Colorist Hub is not a employee-based business.
Which is different than the other.
It is very different. So, not too different because, salons are emerging with this concept. It's not anything new. Started on the East Coast, down south. It's coming up in the north pretty fast. So, it gives, again, designers an opportunity to rent a station, be a part of a positive community without having all the expense on them. So, that's our main focus.
You want to talk about some of the services that you provide at the Colorist Hub?
Well, we are a full service salon, so we provide color, hair cutting, waxing, Brazilian blowouts, pretty much you name it, we do it if it has anything to do with hair.
Now, what is a Brazilian blowout?
Well, it's a straightening treatment for the hair.
Okay.
So it's a keratin amino based product, and it straightens the hair from 12 up to 16 weeks, depending on the texture of the hair. So it takes out a lot of frizz. If the woman doesn't want the frizz in her hair due to curls, it keeps the hair in a straight position, and then it reverts back to its natural form. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome product.
Amazing. I think when I came up to visit you one day, you were talking to a customer about that.
Yes, sure, because it's very popular.
We're talking with Lisa Perretta, the owner of the Colorist Hub, located at 209 Center Street here in Wallingford. Hours are Tuesday and Thursday between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., Friday 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Let me plug your website. I have
Sure.
www.thecolorist.com.
Yes, sir.
And you're also on Facebook.
I have a Facebook account, Instagram account, under the name The Colorist Hub, so you can view our work there. Yep.
Yes, and I have already liked your page.
Thank you.
It has been written in other articles that you try to provide a positive and uplifting atmosphere
Yes.
to everyone that comes to the hub, and I assume that means customers and also people that want to work there.
Absolutely.
Talk a bit how you evolved into having that as an important part of it.
Well, I think, we have had an atmosphere of that for quite some time, but the important thing for me is when I work alongside people is to not have a salon that caters into any type of gossip or any sort of that, because that's just a lot of negative energy. So at the Colorist Hub, I do have Christian music that plays. It's a very positive, uplifting atmosphere in the respect that clients do feel quite comfortable, they're at ease. We promote just healthy living. So we do provide those services. One of the other services it's not a service, it's just a thing I like to do. I get asked a lot of questions about parenting because I have 7 children. Oh, Lisa, how do you do this? How do you manage business? How do you manage a home, 7 kids? So I tell them, I read a lot, not just the Bible, but I also read other books. And these books I placed in the salon, like how to be a better parent, how to manage your time, with just your work, your kids. So as a mom, as an entrepreneur, as a wife, as all those different titles, I think it's important that we keep a balanced life in that. So for me, I get my strength and my encouragement through reading the Word and through just promoting that to clients that ask me. I wish I could tell them that something else has worked for me, but in all honesty, it hasn't. So,
Have you ever had an instance where, and I completely forgot about the gossiping, and again, I'm going to use the beauty salon in the old movies.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the scene from Goodfellas where all the women were gossiping in the beauty salon. But what if somebody were to go down that road? Would you kind of politely remind them? And or has that happened? Or?
Absolutely. Being an owner, we run across that. So, to reprimand somebody out in the public arena, that doesn't happen for me. I kindly afterwards would take them back and just, ask that we really don't promote that here, because it's just a lot of negativity, and it's wrong. It's wrong to do that. It's just the way it
Did that
is.
person return? Did they understand?
Of course they did.
Good.
Yes, because when you work together in a positive community and you're really concerned about the girl next to you in the chair being successful, helping to build her up, being not just a confidant to her, but helping her when maybe she's stressing with too many clients, that's an atmosphere where just you're able to grow as a designer, and not some type of cutthroat, atmosphere. That's just something I do not like at all. And I'm not saying other salons have that. Most salons are across the board very good. Our salons around here and in Wallingford, they're all very good.
And there's plenty of them, I think.
Yes.
Isn't there?
Yes, and I think that's wonderful. I really do.
I have to kind of echo what Lisa was saying there, because in my duties as city council president for the Wallingford Housing Authority, I have to more or less keep that same attitude.
Yes, you do.
And, dealing with residents on a daily basis and hearing their problems and trying to come to a resolution. And now, I don't know if you're aware, but I also just started a Wallingford Housing Authority system-wide neighborhood watch.
Oh, I did not realize.
No, but hey, Tom, who's the interview?
No, Mom.
This is Lisa's hour.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I am also president of that too, so I'm doing double.
I think for all of us, we just
Yeah.
need to keep a check on ourselves, and it's not that we never gossip or never go down that, but, it's just a negative aspect of it. So, at the Colorist Hub, that's not our mode of operation. It's an atmosphere where, we are interested in helping our neighbor. We are interested in helping you to be successful. And that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So if you're that type of person, you are going to fit in very well.
We're talking with Lisa Perretta, the owner of the Colorist Hub, 209 Center Street in Wallingford. Again, the hours, Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can give us a call here. We are here live on Facebook and YouTube, I think,
Yes.
as we're branching out. You can give us a call at 203-213-7197. We are at American Steamed Cheeseburgers, 92 Quinnipiac Street, Wallingford, home of the best cheeseburgers on the planet. So, we've tried a lot of them.
I wanted to ask you, what are some of the most popular trends right now?
Well, by far, balayage.
Which is to someone like Tom and I, who
Yes.
balayage.
It's
I
a French
was a
term.
sandwich.
Yep, it's a French term for just free hand painting. That's it. So we don't work with foils. We just kind of just like painting, and we paint on our foils, or I'm sorry, not our foils, our highlights on the hair. So that's very popular. Brazilian blowouts will continue to be popular probably for the next 20 years. So, and all aspects of hair coloring.
Is there a busy time of year? I know June weddings, proms,
Yep.
formal events.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, yeah. What is
Yeah.
is there a? When is your Super Bowl? What event is your Super Bowl for?
Well, definitely back to school, proms.
Oh, back to school is just
Yep.
right around the corner. Okay.
Yes, I'm actually doing an event in town with the Y at Community Lake, and that's going to be, I believe, next Saturday
Okay.
from 11 to 2. So it's going to be, I'm going to be just doing hair cutting down there and join in with my Y family doing that. So
It's Sean
gonna be-
Doherty and
yes,
Pat from the West.
it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yep.
So I want to mention that.
So there you go. I went out and get a haircut.
So back to school is the
Yes,
easiest.
and of course wedding seasons, the prom seasons that you have. But women in general like to get their hair done anytime. Yeah. So, I like it to be booming for them all the time.
You had mentioned that there are plenty of salons in town.
Yes.
In the area. Do you kibutz with your fellow?
What does that mean,
Or talk and
kibutz?
say have trade secrets, or do you chat with?
I make it a point to go to like Nathaniel's. They just moved up the street. It's an excellent reputation. I went and introduced myself to him. Also, there's a gal across the street, Suzanne's. When she came in, went in and said hi to her, introduced myself, wanted to give her a little heads up about our holiday stroll. So I think it's important that we collaborate. I've never, even when I started on Quinnipiac Street, I just have never looked at another salon as competition, and that's not to say that I'm full of pride and all that. I just didn't see myself in that arena with them. If anything, I've always tried to collaborate with other
So
salons.
it's not us against them, sort of.
Well, I can say for me personally, I do not operate that way. They're not a hindrance to me in any way. If anything, I think when we come together, we're an asset to the community. We do different things. I may specialize in color, which I do. The girl down the street may specialize in hair cutting. So I think that we, as a whole, in our community of Wallingford, really can just benefit one another and be an asset to one another. Trade secrets? No, I don't have any. All I have is business advice for people. Having, gone through rough seasons, rough years. I've been in business since 1989. So,
We're talking.
I
yes.
was just gonna ask you, what was the best piece of advice you received anyway?
Oh, thank you. So my previous boss, where I first started again, Charles King, he said to me, Lisa, love what you do and the money will follow. And I used to think back then, I'm never going to make any money. I started out and it was hard enough to get somebody to sit in my chair because I was pretty wild looking. And well, I'll never forget when I realized what he said. It had happened. I love what I do, and eventually, your business grows and your reputation grows as an expert in your field, or so the money does follow.
And I think if you love what you do and it shows,
Yes.
the customers come. And I remember an interview with, I know somebody, Efren Nieves from Tata's. We
Yes.
did an interview with him years ago.
Yep.
And I remember he says he does not dread getting up in the morning and having to go
No,
to work. That he loves
no,
what
I
he
think
does.
I get more excited about hair than my clients do because I imagine their color and I'm expressing myself to them. I love to make women look beautiful.
Now, if someone were to come to you for
Yes.
advice,
Yes.
you got advice from Mr. King, what would you give to someone just fresh out of the academy wanting to get into the business? What advice would you give that newcomer?
Well, I would definitely tell them to continue in their education. Continued education in our field is an absolute must. A lot of times, Ed, when I was starting out, I couldn't afford to go to classes that were $300-400. So what I did to study was I would read magazines, I would read books. I read a lot of books on chemistry because I love the chemistry of color. So I educated myself that way. For any, we call them, newcomers on the scene, YouTube, they can join in on classes that way without maybe having to go shell out hundreds of dollars if they can afford it. So, the platform for education has changed also. I mean, social media is great for that.
Do we have any questions on Facebook?
So,
Well, well,
Yeah, is there
take a look.
anybody-
Sometimes we can see it, and if I can
okay.
just come over here, Lisa.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Again, you can join the conversation by giving us a call at 203-213-7197. If you have any questions for Lisa, give us a call.
We have Don is watching. I don't know if I want to give his last name. He has the same last name as my wife when she was single.
Oh,
So, but
Don,
Don.
my cousin Don O'Brien.
Don. Oh, can we say his name?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi. Well, Don is waving. So.
Hi, Don.
And Don, I don't know if you need any tips or have any questions for Lisa from the Colorist Hub. You can give us a call at 203-213-7197, 203-213-7197. We are here at American Steam
Are we still
Cheeseburgers,
live on YouTube?
92 Quinnipiac Street in Wallingford. We are live and kicking, and we have some. It looks like a lot of people are watching us.
Well,
Maybe my
looks
wife.
like
Maybe
looks
my
like
wife.
the new experiment worked out, huh?
You talked briefly, and again, we're talking to Lisa Perretta from the Colorist Hub, 209 Center Street in Wallingford. You had mentioned in a couple of weeks you're doing something with the Wallingford YMCA.
yeah, that's
coming up
actually next Saturday.
next Saturday.
Yep.
And you briefly touched on the holiday stroll, but Wallingford, and I don't have to tell either of you this, has a lot of events, including in the first full weekend in October, Celebrate Wallingford. And
Yes.
You've been involved in Celebrate Wallingford.
Yes.
And you want to be involved. Tell us what you think of Celebrate Wallingford.
I love it. I love my community. I've been born and raised here pretty much, raised my kids here. I love that the community tries to bring people together of all ethnicity, all religions, all backgrounds. So, I'm very proud of my community for that. So one thing I want to do maybe different this year is at some point in time, a friend and I were talking, I have my parking lot which is private parking up there, and just maybe getting together with some local businesses that want to promote themselves also. I'm not sure how that works, with Center Incorporated or what have you, but that's just some ideas floating around.
And I think probably as soon as Labor Day is over, and summer's officially over,
Yes.
people
That's
start
right,
giving
start
them 1% rate,
Yep.
probably
Yes,
get that, so.
absolutely.
And you also mentioned an event that you've taken part of. I've taken part of with one Colorist is the holiday stroll,
Yes.
which I think is the first Friday
in December. I think.
Yep.
December. I think it's just an awesome event. And Saturdays when they light the
That's
tree.
great, yeah.
But tell us what the Colorist Hub does on for the holiday stroll.
Well, the Colorist Hub for this year, because the inception of the Colorist Hub started basically in May of this year. So we are going to put on a huge spread of food. We get anywhere from 400 to 600 people that come in. But my idea again was to invite some local businesses, primarily that have businesses over the tracks and along Route 5, because they seem to miss out on that.
There's no foot traffic down there.
There's really no foot traffic. So my invitation would be, if anyone is interested to join me December 4th, you won't be sorry. You will have to provide some food because that's what they come for, the food. But along with that, you're able to promote your business. You get to talk to people, and just, even if they do come for food, what better way to socialize than over food?
Yeah.
So
How would you feel about a live broadcast?
Tom, that would be excellent. But again, talking to a friend of mine, because she also has a business on Route 5, was to just kind of bring them up town and have a place for them to join in the festivities. Yeah. Not by any fault, but they're just kind of left out of the equation.
Do some interviews right from there.
That would be a wonderful idea. Yes.
Again,
All right, you have a date.
Again, we're talking with Lisa Perretta from the Colorist Hub, 209 Center Street in Wallingford, Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Their website is www.thecolorist.com. And you can give us a call here if you have any questions.
We're still waiting.
For Lisa or us at 203-213.
They probably don't want to talk to us.
They never want to talk to us. 203-213-7197.
I'm talking to you. Huh?
You had mentioned earlier about having different stations, which are chairs. I'm assuming that you rent out.
Yeah, they're pretty cool stations, though.
And you say you do rent out stations.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that for someone that might be listening or might see a rebroadcast of this.
Sure.
If they were interested in renting out a station, what that
So
involves.
the station, I mean, it's an open concept at the Colorist Hub. So the stations are, we provide the chair, we provide a lock station for them. They have all the amenities of our salon, and they get me also, which they may like it, hopefully, to work alongside me. That's what we're looking for. So I think I can give some really good advice for newcomers coming on board, just as far as with business, and to come alongside them without them having be an employee. I would still like to just come alongside them and help them to be successful.
More like
that
a
has always
mentor.
been my desire.
Like a mentor, sort?
Yes, so to speak. Because starting out is very difficult, and to be alone in business, just you yourself, being a liaison with them, to help them to grow, and just
Give them the guidance, yeah.
if they ask for it and if they request any, hey Lisa, what would you do in this? Of course I would offer my
Because when you
expertise.
started, you had Mr. King, was it?
I did. Mr. King stayed with me. He was going to stay on with me for a year. He stayed 5 years.
So it's
So-
forward.
I always have been. Every girl that has ever worked for me, my main goal for them was to help them to not just have a job, but to have a career. So I would guide them into success as far as just learning how to goal set, learning how to market themselves, learning how to read the books, learning how to advance themselves. With promotions and that sort of thing. Marketing is also something that I love. I love to market. I have no degree in it. I just have 20 something years experience. So
And you're good at it. And I guess you need marketing these days.
yeah. Well, most of them feel that social media is enough because the platform has truly changed in that arena. Back in the day, I would join in a hair salon that had a great reputation, which I did. Charles Beauty Salon. He was had an excellent reputation in this town. New designers coming out don't necessarily look for that anymore. They have their own platform, they have their own social media, how to promote themselves. But I think the missing element for that be a part of a community, to be a part with other like-minded people that want to be successful, want to grow their business, and not have any fear that, oh, their clients are going to be stolen or anything like that. So
How much, and again, we're talking with Lisa Perretta from the Colorist Hub, 209 Center Street. Um, do you get a lot of business strictly because of Facebook or Instagram? Do you have customers or clients, I guess, come in and say, I saw you on Facebook, I saw you on Instagram, or
I do, but a lot of my clientele comes by referrals. Yeah,
okay.
definitely referrals for me because corrective color is a little offshoot of color. It's I'm having to fix problems with color, so that can cause a big issue. So you really have to know what you're doing. So I get a lot of referrals for corrective coloring. But as far as the Instagram, Facebook, yes, my margin for that is probably like 20% that comes off of there.
And
Yeah.
of course, she's a member of our Talking with Tom group, but she posts to our
Oh,
group as
okay.
well.
Very good.
I wanted to ask you, do you ever get anybody that just comes in off the street?
I do. Yep. Yes, absolutely. So I do my very, very best to take care of them at that time. And if I can't, I offer them a discount and come in the next day. So for any new clients that come into the Colorist Hub, right away they get a gift of $50 off any color service. So that's an incentive. Um, so yeah, a lot of times they do want to come back the next day.
One thing I wanted to talk about this earlier, but in doing research for this, you had mentioned in a previous interview you that you provide emergency hair services where you would actually meet the client. It
Yes.
sounds like a doctor making a house call.
Yes.
Can you give us an example of I mean, it sounds like it's something scary happened, but did you have to literally pack a bag and go
Yes,
to the client's
I
house?
do house calls. I also, any clients or if I'm referred to a hospital setting, I go there. I've been plenty of times there recently, as a matter of fact. If somebody is getting ready maybe for a wedding and their hair has gotten ruined with color and, they're maybe out of town or that, I'll go right there. If they meet me at the salon, I travel also. So I do a lot of freelance work with
It does
that.
happen often?
Not too often, but I do that. So if I need to go to the home, if somebody, I don't know, got a hack job on their hair, I hate to use that term,
That's the one word we understood.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're beyond there.
We're talking with Lisa Perretta from the Colorist Hub, 209 Center Street in Wallingford. Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3. You can reach them at www.thecolorist.com.
Yeah.
I only have a
You have
couple
a,
of
you have a phone number too?
I do 203-269-9910. We actually have two, and 203-297-9707.
They can contact you and make an appointment, or if they have a general question.
You know, like I said, any client that wants to try us out, also consultations are free. So you would just go right on my site and book a consultation. If they wanted to talk to me about a hair issue or color problem, it's 15-minute cap, but they're welcome to do that. So
and it's women and men.
yes.
What's the ratio?
Yeah, ratio for me, males to females is like maybe about 25% male. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Primarily my business is women. You know, young girls too. I get them from really 15 all the way up. Yes.
And we want to let everybody know too that we will share this information too on the Talking with Tom page on Facebook. Yeah. I'll post your website link so
Thank you so much.
they can get further information.
One more for me, and it's about the industry.
Yes.
You say you have 20 plus years of experience. Is the industry changing? Like 5 years from now, will there be new styles or I call them procedures? That sounds like a medical term.
Yeah.
Are there new styles or things that are not there now? Or?
You know, I don't think there's anything really new that you can do to hair other than revamp what we're already doing. So as far as like the 80s, it's a big hit, you know, but we did hair back in the 80s. It's coming around again. It's really nothing new. They just put a little twist on it. So as far as the industry moving forward, I think the biggest aspect of it is chair rentals. You know, people want to be their own boss, which is cool. That's great. I recommend that for anyone. The only missing element there is some experience in running a business. So if you can get into a salon where you are able to run your own business, but have a little bit of guidance if you wanted, or advice if you wanted, that would be best for newcomers. But as far as styles are concerned, anything goes. Um, you know, I love more of the retro kind of styles. So.
Do you ever wish like the 80s would return style wise?
Well, not the 80s, so to speak, where it was the feather type of look, you know, or the Charlie Angels type of look. Yeah, you know, hey, listen, yeah, there's some styles that will never come back, and thank God. Like one, one is the mullet. All right. Did you have that?
No comment.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty bad.
The mullet.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody recently on TV with a mullet.
Somewhere
Oh,
Hogan is
Lord. You know. Yeah. So, yeah. Other than that, you know, I mean, I think there's so much freedom in our industry now as far as just with hair color, cutting. So there's no set one style any longer. There's truly not. Mm-mm.
Is there anything else that we have not asked you that you want to cover?
Oh, let's see. Well, we have private parking. That's pretty cool on Center Street.
In this town, that's very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So maybe that was the missing element. Other than that, not really. You know, I just think it's important. I mean, for me, being a business owner in Wallingford for over 20 something years, I've always tried to be community minded. I would like to see more of businesses as a whole, you know, being involved in our community, and Wallingford Center does an awesome job in that. And that